Is a career in fashion really possible even in 2021? My parents are telling me to get a real degree. What does that even mean? Does it mean that fashion is not a real degree? Is it just a hobby, just like my next door neighbor told me? Everybody around me is getting conventional degrees in science and commerce and going to medical school and going to law schools and going to engineering schools. Why am I stuck here? I still want to study fashion, but nobody is doing it. How do I convince my parents that I can make a profitable career out of it? Are these questions that are bothering you? Before I answer these questions for you, I want you to ask yourself this other question. Have you done enough research about a career in fashion, or is it just that you've seen somebody in your neighborhood who's gone to NIFT or gone to NID and you feel chalo bhai padhai nahi karni padegi, I'll get into this field and it'll be chill, I'll be just doing art and chilling just like these seniors are? Is that what your plan is? Or do you think that you just saw some celebrity designer at Lakme Fashion Week and you feel, okay, this is what I'm going to be. This is who I'm going to be. I don't know how I'll get there, but ye karna hai mujhe. Are you in it for the right reasons? Are you really passionate about a career in fashion? And have you done enough research? Two questions that I have for you. But how do you do research? You might just come here and tell me, but Didi, how are we supposed to be doing research? Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Shivangi Lahoti, aka Your Designer Didi, and I am here to just help you with that same question that you have in your mind every single time that you sit down to convince yourself or your parents for a career in fashion. Is fashion a profitable career? Absolutely. Can you make big money in this industry? Absolutely. I mean, look at Sabyasachi, look at Anita Dongre, look at Anamika Khanna, look at Anayata Shroff at Jania, look at Tanya Ghabri, look at all these big personalities, Purnia Qureshi. How did they make it big if it wasn't possible? And look at people who don't come from big money. You don't always have to come from big money to make big money. Of course, that is a privilege, that is a space of privilege, but it doesn't mean that you can't do it just because they had privilege and you didn't. Hard work beats everything, and along with hard work, smart work as well. A profitable career in fashion in 2021 is possible. So that is your answer for question 1. My second question for you is, have you done enough research? Are you sure you're in it for the right reasons? Have you done enough sort of interrogating people around you who are in the field? Or have you read enough about it? Have you read enough blogs? Have you gone to the official websites of fashion colleges that you want to study in and read their entire prospectus front to end? Have you done all of that? If not, you ought to do that. You know why? Because time is the most precious asset that you have. Gold, you can buy it whenever. House, you can buy it whenever. Luxury cars, you can buy it whenever. Something that you cannot buy is time. Something that will never come back is time, and you're investing 4 precious, crucial years of your life into a career, building, your entire career trajectory or your path in that direction. Do you even not want to research about if it is the right investment for you? We research and invest, before we invest, we do so much preliminary research about certain stocks. We read about them. When we invest in a house, we read about it, we figure out the locality, we go around the place, we figure out कि भाई सब्जी वाला पास में है, दूध वाला पास में है, कि भाई main road से पास में है. There's so many things that we do, right? And when we are investing in a stock, we see the last 5 years projections, कैसा growth था, नहीं था, कैसा returns दे रहा था. We do all of that research. But when it comes to our career, why do you not want to do that same research for it? See, to be very honest, a career in any field is possible, and a profitable, successful career is possible if it is the right fit for you. Just like Cinderella's shoe, it needs to be the right fit for you. So is fashion really the right fit for you? And if it is, have you gone ahead and explored all the various career opportunities out there in the fashion industry post-COVID? It's very important that you ask yourself this question, because post this pandemic, things have changed a lot within the fashion industry. And before you decide that I want to be a fashion designer or a fashion stylist, I would strongly suggest that you explore all the other opportunities and new opportunities that this entire pandemic has created. Do your preliminary research, guys. Consider this a startup sort of pitch that you're creating for yourself and your future. When you start up and when you pitch yourself in front of venture capitalists, you're supposed to show them the entire economics of the business. You're supposed to show them numbers, you're supposed to show them the growth, you're supposed to, show so much in detail and in depth. Why don't you do this for yourself, for your entire career as well? Research on the kind of salaries that are available. Where do you go for it? Go to Glassdoor. It is so simple. All you have to do is just type assistant designer salaries, fashion designer salaries, India, Mumbai, within your city, and look up salaries there. Go to different portals and research on Indeed, on LinkedIn, the kind of packages that are being offered for somebody with 2 years of experience, for somebody with 3 years of experience, for somebody with 5 years of experience. Because it's important that you have those numbers in mind when you're preparing yourself. As a first year fresher, fresh out of college, you cannot expect a salary. I mean, ideally, your salary should be somewhere between 40,000 to 60,000. And if 6 years back, somebody like me could manage it, I know for a fact that my students can manage that starting salary. And that's more than the kind of salary that you get after doing a BCom. So aim at the best colleges. Aim at researching enough about the best courses that are being offered in the best colleges. Figure out for yourself. Do this groundwork. Stop looking for answers by just asking people who don't know the answers themselves. This is your career. If somebody tells you today that Reliance के भाव बढ़ेंगे नहीं, मत इन्वेस्ट करो. अगर 10 साल पहले किसी ने आपको ये बोला होता और आप मान जाते और आप नहीं इन्वेस्ट करते उनके स्टॉक्स में, you would have regretted it for the rest of your life, right? Thinking, यार मैंने तब नहीं करा. अभी भी आप कभी पूछो अपने पापा से, मम्मी से, I'm sure they'll tell you that, gold was 5,000 rupees per 10 grams some years back, like 15 years back. I wish I'd bought like 1 kg back then. We would have been like filthy rich. Don't have that regret. Learn from their mistakes. Research enough yourself. Don't depend on other people and their advices about it. I don't want any of you to be spoon-fed. I want you to figure out your career path yourself, and this is the reason why I'm coming here, sitting down and sharing this video with you and asking you, requesting you to please start looking up. I have a bunch of articles linked down, but this is not it. These are just a handful of articles as compared to the immense amount of information that's available on the internet. And I know that today, an overdose of information is the problem, not a lack of information. There's too many people talking about too many things and not really honestly talking the right stuff every time. And some of you might not agree with me at this point of time and say that, hey, what is she talking about? And that's okay. It's only human, right? And it's subjective. But these are some verified sources that I could find, and I've shared them in the link in the description box. And we have a blog with Designer Shala, which I'm linking. There are a lot of career paths that we've talked about, and also a blog about convincing parents. Please go ahead and give it a read, but don't restrict yourself to just Designer Shala. Look at all the possible options available to you from verified sources. How do you identify verified sources? This is maybe a video for another time, but in short, go for sources like Times of India maybe, or Shiksha.com, or platforms that talk about Vogue or Gracia, which talk about fashion careers and successful fashion careers of fashion designers and talks numbers. It gives you a vague idea. No tabloid on the internet is 100% correct, right? I can't guarantee that Times of India is going to be 100% correct, because hello, they're wrong multiple times. All the tabloids are, all the e-platforms are. But you're supposed to do your due diligence here, right? Nobody can really come and spoon feed this to you. But please, before you try and convince your parents, convince yourself. And once you are convinced, this brings me to the next part of this video, which is, once you are convinced, get started with a diary. Create a separate diary and start noting down all the points. All the best colleges, all the best specializations and degrees available. What is it that you will be learning when you go and study? What is the kind of salary structure that you can expect? And when you have all of that ready, go with it to your parents and sit them down and then discuss this with them. When you put in the hard work for your career, I have a strong feeling that your parents would also see. There are a lot of times when I feel that if I had not opened up to my parents right from a very young age and spoken to them about how this industry functions or what are the things that happen in the fashion industry, I don't think they would have evolved as much as they have. And I'm not crediting myself for it, but I'm crediting the fact that they were willing to learn, A, and B, they were getting that exposure. You as children are their gateway for that exposure. Your parents got out of college and school 15, 20, 25 years back. They don't know absolutely everything that's happening. The world is changing, the times are changing, design is pretty much in everything. The future of design is very, very, very bright, and it's not gonna go anywhere. Absolutely not gonna go anywhere. But for them to understand this and for them to know this, you have to help them. It's your responsibility to educate them on everything that's happening around the world. Tell them numbers, tell them that, this particular designer had a turnover of these many crores. I will also someday do it. Why not? Why think only about getting a job? Think about building an empire for yourself, yeah? And do it with passion. And see if it doesn't work out. Because trust me, even if they don't understand at this point, if this brings in surety for you, I'm sure you will always come back to this career. Even if things are not in your control right now, you will always come back to what you're truly meant to be doing. So don't give up and do this for yourself. If not today, the future 5-year later version of you will be thankful that you did this homework. And because you did this homework, you would exactly know what you're supposed to be doing when you actually graduate and things are in your control. So go ahead and do this for yourself. And always remember, a profitable career in any field is possible. There is abundance of money, wealth, and growth in the world. You just have to go and claim it. I'll see you guys really soon.